Good afternoon and welcome in to more Peoria Sunday Morning League baseball here on Clutch Sports Media. We have a great game on tap today between the Kohl's Diamond Gallery Royals and the Firehouse Pizza Expos. Good afternoon. Hope you're having a very warm Thursday here in central Illinois. Jonathan Michael here alongside Brock Alkire. And Brock, we have two teams here today, 500 so far this season, looking to kind of take their team to the next level.
Yeah, we got a good one on tap here. Firehouse and the Kohl's Diamond Gallery Royals, both 500 teams, looking to make a push for the postseason, and we're looking for a good one here tonight.
Again, Kohl's at 2-2 on the year. Firehouse Pizza at 3-3. So neither one of these teams has played a ton. A couple teams in the league have played somewhere in the neighborhood of 7, 8, 9 games. So Kohl's, they've had a lot of time kind of sitting on the couch at home watching everyone else play, but now it's going to start a very busy stretch for them, and they will bat first here, looking to get a win after two tough losses.
Yeah, coming off two tough losses, the Royals are playing just their third game this month.
Wow.
And the Royals, not very good. They got no hit against the Orioles. 0-2 this month with a run differential of -17, so it's not an ideal start to the month, but looking to bounce back, and we're ready to go.
Hey, every game is an opportunity, and looking for the first opportunity of the game for the Royals is Cole Tanner batting first and playing shortstop for them. He'll be followed by Connor Drowns playing second base, then Easton Steck playing center field. On the bump for Firehouse Pizza tonight, it's Jack Livengood, former Peoria Notre Dame Irish, just wrapped up his senior season. He'll be headed to Augustana in the fall. Deals a ball there. That one fouled off.
Yeah, Cole Tanner, ideal leadoff guy. He's hitting .417 on the season. This Sunday Morning League season, just an ideal guy to get on base, get you hits, and really good potential for the Royals here tonight.
And a called strike 3 there on Tanner, so he goes down via the backwards K. So Livengood now, after that strikeout, officially has just one inning pitch in his Sunday Morning League career. Obviously, he got maybe a little bit of a later start than maybe some other guys because P&D was playing fairly deep into the postseason this year. So we had our first extended look at Livengood here today, and Connor Drowns will dig in here. Drowns, a rising senior at Elmhurst University, who coincidentally has the same exact color scheme as the Kohl's Diamond Gallery Royals. They're light blue and dark blue here today. Two very similar teams when it comes to the uniform matchup today, Brock.
Yeah, I love the Firehouse Pizza Expos jerseys. The light baby blues jerseys are iconic for baseball, it feels like.
Ball there to Drowns, who's 3 for 10 so far this season. He is a speedy guy if he can get on base. Led the Royals with 9 swipes last year, and he looks at a strike, was ready to trot down to first right there. Livengood gives him the high heat. Swing and a miss there, so now 2 strikes Drowns has to protect here.
Livengood is feeling like himself on the mound right now.
And a full count pitch is high and away, so Drowns draws the free pass. And that will bring up Easton Steck, the number 3 hole hitter for the Royals. He's playing center field. The rest of the Royals lineup will bring it to you. Clayton Welker, the player and their manager, DHing, and he's on deck now. Will be followed by Colin Dallaire, Grant Niemeyer, Carter Piercy, Jake Miller, and Preston Rowe for the Royals. In the field for the Expos, obviously got Livengood on the mound. His battery mate, Steven Stufflebeam, behind the dish today. Around the infield, it's Brock Luna, Matthew Gadzinkas, and at shortstop, Caleb Edwards. There goes Drowns. The throw down. They got him. What a throw from Stufflebeam.
Good throw by Stufflebeam, right on the money to get the speedy Drowns for the out.
So now there's 2 outs for Life and Good. Rest of the Expos in the diamond today, Jack Campbell, another former P&D Irish over at third base, teammate of Live and Goods. Then the outfield left to right is Braden Elliott, Jude Strom, and Connor Johnson. Your starters for the Expos today. Braden Ogden, their designated hitter, and we might get a chance to see him after that strikeout by Easton Steck. It is a 1-2-3 inning despite a base runner for the Royals. And we'll see the top of the Expos order here for the first time again this season on ClubSportsIL.com. Our 3rd year doing Peoria Sunday Morning League baseball. Always a treat to come out here. It is definitely hot. Some of the games, this I think is one of the hotter ones we've been to. But again, once you start, it always gets cooler the rest of the night goes on. But a great day here at the ballpark and nice attendance here at the Eastside Center.
Yeah, you know, when you talk about the Peoria Sunday Morning League, you'd think, oh, it's Sunday morning. But no, we play a lot during the weekends, weekdays, and not just Sundays anymore. It's really good for the league to start expanding because we've added another team. We have a lot of talent on hand, and we like the schedule that it is right now, and we're going to see some good ball games tonight despite how hot it is.
Most definitely. And again, I'm not sure. There is another game going on. Looks like it is. You talked about that new team, Brock. The Sound of Peoria Sand Gnats are warming up over there. We'll get a chance to see them early next week here on Clutch Sports Media as they take on the Miller Lite Falcons. So you have a brand new expansion team and a team that's arguably the hallmark of the entire league facing off against each other, but should be a good one. Sound of Peoria is off to not a bad start so far.
Yeah, that's going to be a matchup you want to see here. Again, Miller Lite, first place. They're 5-1 on the year, off to a strong start. They have a ton of young talent. Just to name a couple right now, R.J. Duncan, Brendan Coventry. They just have guys up and down the roster that can make big plays, and they're winning experience right now. But another guy I want to mention for the Sound of Peoria Sand Gnats, Alex Satunis, who is probably one of the favorites for MVP right now. He I think 2 weeks ago, he went 5 for 8 with like 4 home runs. Not that bad. So if you want to see him, you're going to have to check it out here on Clutch Sports for next week. But yeah, that's just a little teaser for the next couple of games you'll see here on Clutch Sports.
Wait, 4 home runs in this league. Again, Woodbat League is pretty good. Leadoff batter Caleb Edwards hits one to center, and it's taken in there by Steck for a very quick first out. Even before we can introduce the Royals starting pitcher, it's Tyson Klingen here on the hill tonight. Product of Highland Community College, but he's headed to Montreat University, NAIA school, next year. So here comes Stufflebeam, Expos catcher. Righty on righty matchup. Stufflebeam squares to bunt, but misses strike one. Brock, not too often do you see the catcher square enough to bunt, but Stufflebeam has a little bit of speed to him.
Yeah, I think that was just to keep the Royals on their toes. You never know. Just laying one down, trying to sneak it in, but it didn't look like he was going to bunt there. Just trying to catch him off guard.
Second pitch rolled to the backstop. That one also goes to the backstop. So Klingen still trying to get some control here in the early going. The Expos order, which you may have just seen on your screen. Stufflebeam up at bat right now. Jack Campbell on deck. And this one lined in over the head of Connor Drown. So it's a single for Stufflebeam. He's going to go for second. Here's the throw. Slide in. Did he keep his hand on the bag? He is safe. How about the hustle from Steven Stufflebeam? What a game he's having in just the first inning.
Yeah, gunning down a runner in the top of the first and now stretching a single into a double. Love the hustle by Stufflebeam to get him into scoring position here early.
So that'll bring up Campbell here. And Campbell, a big presence, just a tall, meaty guy. Not surprised that he's hitting in the middle of the P&D order, and not only does he play, or did he play baseball for P&D, also played basketball for the Irish and Tom Blocker as well.
Yeah, Campbell, 3-hole hitter. He's got some power on this team. He brings a lot of power. We've seen it early on, and he'll just continue to be a growing factor for the Expos in this lineup.
Klingon, though, a good pitch, puts Campbell behind here in the count. That one outside. Have a slight breeze blowing right to left, I believe. So not really helping or hurting any fly balls here today. Klingon will take a look and fire. That one's low and in the turf. It's field right now. We're playing on, I believe, the first field here at the Eastside Center to get turfed. It got some turf before last season, but now it's neighboring field. Dave Rogers field right across the way also just got turfed last summer. That's where we've typically been in the past.
Yeah, good upgrades here at Eastside Center. Actually, the Little League fields next year are going to get turfed as well.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be a big-time place to come at Eastside Center to watch some ball games. You'll see just a great facility and a lot of good ball games here.
And this place is always busy, no matter the season, even during the fall. You know, obviously you have, you see Corwin Clatt Field right over to our, at about 10 o'clock from where we're at right now. It's the home field for East Peoria's football team. You got, boys soccer also plays there. Cepho Beam is running, takes ball 4. The throw is unable to be corralled, so there'll be runners on the corners with 1 out here for the Royals.
You see the Expos going very aggressive. You see the Expos going very aggressive, stealing second. Stretching a single into a double and now stealing third base, getting runners at the corners here in the first inning. They need to score here.
Expos manager Kent Dietz perhaps feeling a little frisky here this afternoon. This one is skied in the air by Brock Luna. Wind is kicking up. The ball is caught by a Rowe. And
he just got doubled off at first base.
I'm not quite sure what happened, Brian. From my angle, I didn't know it. It appeared as if he caught it.
Yeah.
Which he did, but yeah, the runner got doubled off. That was Campbell, so
yeah, he
maybe
caught
a bit
it.
too aggressive there for Expos.
Yeah, caught the ball and he was halfway to second, just didn't know what to do and tried to get back in time but couldn't. Just a misread there on the Expos' part and leave empty-handed.
So we're through 1, no score from either side here, and it's the Peoria Sunday Morning League on Clutch Sports Media, brought to you by Bodyarmor, official sports drink of the Peoria Sunday Morning League. Great, refreshing hydration and lots of different flavors. Definitely something to pick up next time you're over at the grocery store. And also as well want to thank the team sponsors, not just Kohl's Diamond Gallery and Firehouse Pizza, but all of the league sponsors that help make the league and these broadcasts possible. Kohl's Diamond Gallery, not the department store Kohl's, different Kohl, which they named that after. It took me a while to realize that, and for all your jewelry needs up there around Galesburg, and then Firehouse Pizza, not too far from here in East Peoria, just down the road in Morton. So for the Royals, in the top of the second, it'll be 4-5-6. Clayton Welker, Colin Dallaire, and Grant Niemeyer up to bat. And, Brock, again, as, one of the few interns for the Sunday Morning League, it seems like you're always out at a Sunday Morning League game almost every day of the week. Have you seen either one of these teams so far coming into tonight? And if so, what have you taken away from either of them?
Yeah, so we were just last week. The Royals played their doubleheader. Unfortunately, came up on the losing side against a hot Orioles team. They're 6-2 now in the league. Yeah, the Royals looked a little off hitting wise. Only had 3 hits and combined 2 games. So
That one is popped way up. Stuffelbeam looks for it and has it. Tough play.
good play there by the catcher. But yeah, the Royals coming off of 2 tough losses, getting mercy ruled 1 game by the Orioles. So, you know, again, like we said, it's just their 3rd game this month, so they're still a little rusty. Because you see some teams that have already played 8 games. This is only their 4th or 5th game of the season. So just look for them to be patient and try to get some hits and string along a couple runs.
And that might help. Single there for Colin Delaire right up the middle and off the pitcher's mound. So that'll put a runner on with 1 out for Grant Niemeyer. But, boy, I was going to say, well, they've only played 3 games this month, but it's already the 19th. June is flying by. So Niemeyer comes in, chance to do some damage. Rising junior at Eureka College. And Stuffelbeam, good block there, keeps Delaire at first.
Good block there by Stuffelbeam, keeping the runner at first. You don't want to allow free bases on wild pitches, pass balls, don't hit anybody. Keep the mistakes at minimum.
Especially when Livengood's been pitching pretty well, especially so far. Don't want to spoil what's been a promising outing for the young righty. As we get a brief pause, foul ball from the other field makes its way on, and those of you that have either watched a lot of Sunday Morning League games or been to a lot of them, that's a pretty common occurrence here at East Peoria.
Yeah,
kind of duck and cover moment.
There's ups and you got pros and cons here playing. One of the cons being, both pro and con, the fields are so close to each other, so you can just swivel your head back and forth and watch both games. But at the same time, foul balls are a recurring theme here. So you always got to keep your head on a swivel, especially for us, because there's no more netting above us this year.
That is true. That is one thing they did take away, as Niemeyer swings and misses on another good pitch there from Livengood. Niemeyer looking for his first hit of the season. He's 0 for 7 so far. And we got another foul ball. And it makes its way over to second base, where Matthew Gudzinkas will take care of it.
See if he can get his first hit of the season right here. Struggling so far early in the season, but time to heat up right now.
Swing and a miss there, a little bit behind that one, but time you can get a runner in scoring position less than 2 outs, that would be a good start here for Kohl's Diamond Gallery. 2-strike pitch, laced foul. And nearly into the Sandats bullpen over next door. So Niemeyer staying alive, 2-2. 1 out here and a man on first. Swing and a miss. Niemeyer went fishing for it. Runners going to second. Good throw. They got him. Stuffelbeam is 2 for 2 behind the dish and throwing runners out. And what a game he's had so far. And for the second straight inning, Brock, Royals put a runner on base but only send 3 to the plate.
Yeah, I mean, great throw by Stuffelbeam again. You see, the Royals trying to put stuff into action, but Stuffelbeam just denying it, gunning out 2 runners in 2 innings. It's going to be one of those nights for both teams. Just have to get somebody in scoring position, get somebody moving, and yeah, it's a tough thing to do, especially when you have a catcher like that that can gun you out.
Most definitely. This kind of feels like shades of the game that we did on Monday, and if you missed it, you can go back and watch it on our YouTube page, Clutch Sports Media. But we saw a great game between the Moose Smart Mariners and the Poor Bros Jacks. Nip and tuck game. Moose Smart took a 2-0 lead sort of late in that game. Then Poor Bros came back, bottom of the 7th inning, after not really having much success offensively. Scored 3 runs, and they won on a walk-off in that one. So that one was a fun game where hitting was definitely at a premium. So overall, Brock, I know this league, obviously, I think, it being a wood bat league, it does tend to, I think this league does favor pitchers slightly more, I think, over the long run.
Yeah, I think it does too, especially there's some pitchers that are absolutely insane in this league. I have to say, Miller Lite Falcons have pitching depth up and down the board.
And they have for years.
And for years and years and years they have. So yeah, when you're going up against this type of pitching and you have a wood bat, it favors the pitcher heavily.
Most definitely. And from what we heard, again, this is a doubleheader between both these teams. They'll play again at 8 p.m. We unfortunately won't be broadcasting that one, but in the second game, Josh Caruso, league veteran, will be pitching for the Royals. And Brock, you have to remind me of what exact milestone he's chasing, but he's not far away and could reach it tonight, potentially.
Yeah, Josh Caruso going for career win number 75.
That one just foul there from Braden Elliott.
Yeah, career win number 75 he's trying to chase, as well as he's not going to get it tonight, but he is closing in on 1,000 strikeouts. He's currently at 961 strikeouts in his career. So, yeah, 75 wins and 1,000 strikeouts Caruso's trying to go after this year.
This one down the other line. That one's fair for Braden Elliott, who will hold up there at first. No risky base running there from the Expos. So Elliott, leadoff man, is on now for Braden Ogden.
Nice hit by Elliott. Longtime friend of mine. He played at Dunlap Middle School before moving. So good to see him back here in Peoria having success for baseball.
How about that? All sorts of connections here in the Sunday Morning League. And I would bet you for most people in the Peoria area, there's probably, whether you realize it or not, you probably have a connection to somebody in the Peoria Sunday Morning League, either former or present. A lot of guys that you see are like, oh, I know him. He's part of just kind of one big community here as Klingon throws back to keep Elliott close to the bag.
Yeah, we have this league is really fun.
Ogden could be back-to-back hits, but no. Miller had a beat on it, put it away for out number one.
You see all types of things and all types of players in this league. Veterans, college kids, high school kids that are committed to college, which is probably the best thing about this league, I think. The high school seniors going into college, facing guys that have been to college, played minor league ball. I mean, just the conversations they have in the dugout, sharing tips and tricks is one of the best things about this league.
Most definitely hit the nail on the head there, Brock. With one out and runner on first, Tyson Klingon will deal here to Jude Strom, and they got him in a pickle now. A throw to second, though, was on time, and another runner thrown out on the base pass. That's now 4 between both these teams here. We're only in the bottom of the second inning, so you can see both these teams really trying to be aggressive tonight, and so far it has not paid off.
Yeah, that play in particular was very strange. It looked like he just lobbed the ball to first.
And Strom will wear that one on the shoulder. Breaking ball, it just got away there from Klingon.
But that pickoff move looked very unusual to me. But good thing they got the runner.
Well, the bright side for the Expos is you take one runner off the bases and just replace him back with Strom. So now we're down to the number 8 spot in the Expos lineup. It's Matthew Gudzinskis 1 for 8 on the season with a walk and 3 strikeouts.
Newcomer in the league, I believe. I remember a lot about this league last year, and looking at all the different rosters, you have to look at who's new in the league, and this guy popped out to me. We have a lot of newcomers in this league, which is cool to see, getting their talents into the Peoria Sunday Morning League.
Most definitely 2 quick strikes. Foul tip, and we'll keep it alive off of the mask of Piercy behind the dish. But talk about Gudzinskis is a newer name. You look at this Expos team, Cash Van Houten, player who I got to see once this past spring, and boy, this kid, rising junior at Canton, and throws low to mid 90s already, and he is going to be something majorly special. He already is one. He can pitch, but he can also hit pretty well too. He's an all-state selection in 2A this season, so can't wait to. Again, he's not with us here today. From what I understand, he is playing with his travel team. So, Cash wearing lots of different jerseys this summer.
Yeah, but got to see him pitch one time this year, and actually just saw that he was not just one of the top prospects in Illinois, but nationally.
Yeah.
He's been going to national showcases, showing off his arm. So, who would have known that Canton has one of the best arms in the United States? But glad that he's a part of this league now too. And that kid's got a talented arm.
And strike 3 looking, Klingon rings up Gudzinskis for his first strikeout of the game. And the Expos strand another runner at Strom after he got hit by a pitch. So through 2 frames, nothing between the Kohl's Diamond Gallery Royals and the Firehouse Pizza Expos. And again, I want to thank all of our sponsors that helped make today's broadcast possible, like Bodyarmor, the official sports drink of the Peoria Sunday Morning League, as well as Kohl's Diamond Gallery and Firehouse Pizza and Pub. But, talking about those new names, Brock, Van Houten is one of them. Lane Hunt is a name that I don't recall seeing last year. I don't know. Obviously, I know Jackson Chatterton's name pretty well, being a former Bradley student myself. And I'm not sure if he's played in the league before, though. I know his good buddy Ryan Vogel did for a little bit last year.
Yeah. Ryan Vogel played actually with Firehouse, and that's how one of the best things about this, Kent has some good recruits on his team. He asks the players, hey, do you know anybody that can play? And man, they'll get somebody new every week and show up and really wow you.
Certainly is. Again, Expos trying to bounce back from what was a bit of a lackluster season last year, but and trying to get over 500 with a win today. That one is lifted foul by Carter Piercy, number 7 hole hitter for the Royals and their catcher here today.
Yeah, you talked about the Expos last place last year, coming off of a bad year. Already 3-3 on the young year, so a bright spot for the Expos. They're still in the hunt. With a win tonight, could get them over the hump.
Could even be 2 if they could sweep this doubleheader as Piercy flies out to center field, and that will bring up Jake Miller now. But Brock, you briefly mentioned them earlier. One team that's really caught my eye again is the Brienzo's Orioles. Relatively new team to the league, started I believe back in 2023, so just their 3rd season. But they're right there near the top this year, and definitely got my eye on them. Can't wait to see them later this year.
Yeah, they're in the hunt, and actually surprising team, I'd say, because last year they were just a middle of the pack team, a 500 team, good playoff team, but you never knew that they'd be that good. But they're off to a amazing hot start this year. Just saw last week Griffin Self with the Brienzo's Orioles throwing a no-hitter against these Royals.
Wow.
So yeah, that team has some talent, and can't wait for you guys to watch that.
So Miller looks at 2 balls, 1 low, 1 high, and he looks at his 4th right there, down there in the turf. So another base runner for the Royals, and so far, Brock, each of the 3 innings have had a pattern. The first batter's gotten out, second batter reaches base, but has gotten out on the base pass. Not sure if that'll happen here as Preston Rowe hits a fly ball to center and put away there by Strom.
Yeah, just seeing base runners getting aggressive, stealing. Let's see, keep an eye out on first if they're going to try to steal another bag. They've been unsuccessful tonight. But yeah, like we saw our last broadcast, just trying to get a runner in scoring position to score 1 run. So there's a pop-up.
And the shortstop, Caleb Edwards, will call for it and take it. So there's 3 down for Jack Livengood in the top of the 3rd. Still 0-0 here between the Royals and Expos. Again, he's Brock Alkire. I'm Jonathan Michael. Glad you're with us here on this Thursday evening here in Central Illinois, wherever you're watching. Hope you are enjoying the, we haven't quite call it the dog days of summer yet. That's kind of more July, but we're right in the heart of it now. Some of the longest days of the year, some of the warmest days of the year, and it's just good to be outside and taking in some baseball.
Yeah, it's always a great night for baseball with this weather. We had some unfortunate weather the past couple of days, so good that it's a beautiful night outside for baseball here at Eastside. And we're going to play 2. So if you're watching this game, you can head on over to Eastside to watch these 2 teams at 8 o'clock as well, because they'll play right back to back.
Most certainly can. As we'll kick off the bottom of the 3rd here with Connor Johnson for the Expos. And the lineup will wrap around to Edwards and then Stufflebeam, who has been putting together an amazing game, Brock. Again, we talk about lots of different things on this broadcast, but again, we're going to talk about the actual game that we're seeing right now, what's going on. Steven Stufflebeam stretched a single into a double and has thrown out 2 runners on the base pass already in this one.
Yeah, I mean, he's done it all. He's trying his hardest to put this team up on the leaderboard, trying to score a run here. Done everything, defense and offense. See if he can spark something here to lead off this inning.
So Klingon will fire a breaking ball that stayed upstairs. Johnson looking for his first hit of the season as well. He's 0 for 9 with 1 run, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. That one's down low. So now Johnson might have the green light here on the 2-0. Klingon fires. That one's wide, and now I think that light maybe goes from green to red here on 3-0.
Yeah, especially that last pitch way outside. It wasn't that competitive of a pitch I'd be taking here.
And that one draws the corner. Johnson already started his walk down to first, but then got called back. Seen a couple of those pitches tonight that have froze batters. That one just a bit inside, and Johnson will constitute a leadoff base runner for the Expos. And now Caleb Edwards, leadoff hitter, goes to Spoon River. So he is a snapper out in Van Houten land, out in Canton. Edwards hitting 190 on the season here in the Sunday Morning League. That one's, again, up and away. So Klingon trying to find the zone again.
Interesting there. Edwards showed the bunt. You don't see too often there's a pick off there. You don't see the leadoff guy showing bunt middle of the inning. Interesting decision there. See if that was just a bluff.
And he is going to lay one down, test the defense. Delaire charges in, throws Edwards out. And he went up to the bat with a job to do, and he got it done. So that'll put a runner on second now for Stufflebeam, who also goes to Spoon River and had a great season there. Hit .316, 13 doubles, and 38 RBIs, and stole a team-high 20 bases.
How about that? Not bad for a catcher, huh?
Yeah, no kidding.
Stealing that many bags. But back to that bunt, I just think Firehouse Pizza manager Kent Dietz is thinking, all right, there's no outs. I need to get a runner in scoring position. So now, just like this, we see a runner at second with one out. So yeah, you got a runner in scoring position. You got to do something here and capitalize.
Most definitely, and especially again, like you said, with that leadoff guy, that reach. If you have one out and you bunt a guy over, then you essentially, it's an all or nothing at bat, right? You know, you have two outs, runner on second base. If you have a single, you can score him, but if not, then that's it.
Yeah.
You have to wait till the next inning.
Yeah, and you got your 2, 3, 4 hitters up. So, I mean, this is prime time for the Expos to score a run here.
Stufflebeam fouled that one off. And Klingon will look back. And throw again. It's Connor Johnson there at second base. Do not believe he has a stolen base this season. Stufflebeam puts his turquoise color bat out there and just gets a piece of it.
Good pitch right there, and great battle between these two. Sticking the bat out there just to stay alive. He's in protect mode.
Klingon having some second thoughts. Now throws that one high and in and gets away. And Stufflebeam Johnson, excuse me, rounded third, eyed home plate, but decides to get held up. So now Brock runner on third with one out, and now it's just a ball in play, could potentially plate one here for the Expos.
Like we said, being aggressive on the base paths, both teams have been caught stealing tonight, so another successful stolen base, putting a runner at third. Just need to put the ball in play here. But as you see, the Royals now playing infield in.
A heck of an at-bat being put up by Stufflebeam, just staying alive and making Klingon really work for this. Pitch 7 of the at-bat, our producer Josh Messenger says. And the breaking ball just missed a bit on the outside.
Klingon wanted that one. Walking off the mound, he was confident of it. Just missed.
Klingon really used his second strikeout right here. This one is popped up. Will it stay in play? It's going to be close. And falling down there was Niemeyer. It was in play, but Niemeyer just couldn't quite get there.
You know, if I'm them, I don't know if I would have caught that ball, because it looked like that would have been an easy tag-up play and score a run there. Take your chances on this pitch now.
Now the 2-2 again from Klingon. Outside, and now the string has run out. Biggest pitch of the game coming right here. And Stufflebeam a chance to drive one in. Right down the middle, and Stufflebeam puts it into center field. And the Expos take a 1-0 lead. What a game so far from Stufflebeam, and he'll keep it going. Now runner on first, one out still, and Jack Campbell up to bat. That one came right back at Klingon, and that pitch was essentially almost right down the middle.
I mean, yeah, what an at-bat by Stufflebeam. working the count from 0-2 to 3-2 and then putting it right up the middle to score a run.
And Stuffelbeam was running there, but I think when he saw that Campbell was loading up to swing, he retreated back to first. You have to keep an eye out for him, though. I would fully expect him to be aggressive again. Maybe put on the hit and run here with, again, runner on first base and 1 out.
Yeah,
trying to avoid that double play.
He's got the speed over there.
Stuffelbeam shaking his right arm, and it prompts a throw back from Klingon. You can just kind of tell, Brock, that, the Firehouse's aggressiveness is just kind of, it's always in the back of Klingon's mind. It's just maybe bothering him ever so slightly. That one whips it back to first, but the runner's back.
Yeah, I think Klingon is noticing something that we're also noticing. They're so aggressive on the base paths. There's another pickoff. Firehouse has been so aggressive on the base paths. You got to keep them honest and not get too big of a lead to steal a base.
Al Klingon will pick up his old friend the rosin bag and come back to the mound. This one he deals in there on the outside. Good eye there from Campbell. Campbell, a Lewis and Clark Community College commit, hitting .231 here in the Sunday Morning League this season with a homer and 5 RBIs. And that one, he's going to wish he won that one back. Went upstairs.
Yeah, and not the best of swings there to put on your highlight reel, but got to flush that from your memory. Got to be aggressive with 2 strikes.
Now the 1-2 from Klingon. There goes Stuffelbeam, swing and a miss. And Piercy will just let him steal the second, although I don't know if Campbell was walked right across on play. I think if Piercy threw it, I think there's a chance he may have just came up and hit Campbell right there. So Stuffelbeam over to second after that K.
Perfect guy to come up to the plate. Brock Luna got something here for you guys. The Expos have 11 RBIs with 2 outs on the season.
It could be 12. Luna's fly ball gets down, bounces to the wall. That's a stand-up double for the native of Moline. And another run for Firehouse Pizza here in the third.
Just like I was saying, that's now 12 RBIs with 2 outs for the Expos. And Brock Luna leads the team. He has 5 RBIs with 2 outs. So something to keep an eye out. They're a 2-out team, and they like to score.
And Luna having an amazing season, hitting well over 500. After that hit, he might be around 600 now on the season. Now 5 doubles and 6 RBIs on the year. Again, Luna, a rising junior at Central College, Division III school in Iowa.
He's definitely earning the MVP conversations here in the Sunday Morning League. Also, another award that's really heating up is the Rookie of the Year award, because we have a Sunday Morning League has a ton of rookies. Every team has a rookie here that could easily win this award.
And Klingon comes in, and Braden Elliott fouls that one off. Elliott singled and was thrown out, and a rundown his last time up. But last year I believe it was Noah Company from MoveSmart won the Rookie of the Year award. Although I don't think he's back in the league this year, is he?
He is
moving
not.
on.
He's moved on. So yeah, we'll have somebody.
Oh, and another base running mishap perhaps, but Luna can get back to second. No one was on the base there for the Royals, and you wonder if maybe Drowns was covering. Maybe they could have got Luna there in a rundown.
Yeah, I'd have to say the Expos are lucky they're still in this inning right now, because that was a poorly timed steal.
Swing and a miss there from Elliott, and he'll head back to the dugout, and that's the third out for the Royals. Tyson Klingon gets 2 strikeouts, but not before the Expos score 2 runs. An RBI single from Stuffelbeam and a double to the wall. Nearly a home run from Brock Luna. puts the hosts up 2-0 through 3 innings here at the Eastside Center in East Peoria. Again, I want to thank our sponsors here tonight, starting with Bodyarmor, the official sports drink of the Peoria Sunday Morning League. And on days like today, where the highs are in the mid to low 90s, high 80s maybe now it is, but still great, refreshing, and a tasty sports drink, and the official sports drink of the Sunday Morning League, as well as Kohl's Diamond Gallery up in Galesburg, and also Firehouse Pizza and Pub. All the rest of our league sponsors too, we'll shout them out. You got Cruisins, Baumgarten Distributing, they sponsor Miller Lite. You got Brienzo's, they got a new location up around Grand Prairie, so that'll be definitely a place I'll have to go to soon. I've been to their Peoria Heights location before. You also got, obviously, the Move Smart Realty Group. Brock, I got to put you on the spot here. Do you know, does the Sound of Peoria have a sponsor? We were asking that question before you got here today, the new expansion team.
That is a good question. I have not thought about that. I do not know if they have a team sponsor or not. I'll have to look into that.
Also, too, don't want to forget the Poor Bros Jacks, which we saw here earlier this week, and the Tin Lizard Titans. This one is hit well in the center, and it's going to get to the wall. And heading for third is Connor Drowns. He's going to slide in there safely. Big hit for the Royals' second baseman just as we were starting the top of the fourth.
That was a big-time hit off the bat by Connor Drowns. Now runner at third, nobody out, and crazy to think this, but this could be their first run in over a month.
And it's a prime opportunity now for Easton Steck, who struck out his last time up, fouls that one straight back. And Jack Livengood on the hill now for Firehouse Pizza, making his first start. Has not allowed a run this season. Just one strikeout in 2/3 of an inning and one save coming into today. And a good block there from Stuffleby.
Yeah, Livengood's been sharp tonight so far, with his pitch count also in very good condition. So he's got a problem here at third base. Runner at third, nobody out. You can't let anything wild or a pass ball go away. Try to get a run scored and get the Royals some hope here.
And he deals a ball low and inside there to Steck. And it is really a tough, not impossible, but a very tough position. That runner on third and nobody out. You essentially are looking for a pop out, foul out, strikeout, and he gets the letter right there. Big K there for Livengood. That's now number 4 for him and his second of Easton Steck.
That's a big out right there, because Easton Steck, the 3-hitter, you'd expect him to put a ball in play, but no, 2 strikeouts for him. Now that brings up Welker, who we've all seen him before. Long-time member in the Sunday Morning League.
His 10th season here with Kohl. Again, he's also their manager. That's a little wrinkle of this league is, you know, the managers can also be players too, although I don't know how many actively play that much. I know Kent Dietz doesn't really suit up, I don't think, for Firehouse. Brian Quinn, he is manager of Miller Lite, correct? I think he still plays a bit.
Quinn still plays. He plays. Kent has not this year, but I do believe last year he had an at-bat or 2.
Yeah, and, you know, sometimes, you know, the managers won't play too often, but again, like you said, they will, you know, maybe get an at-bat here or there, maybe if they're up or down big, or, you know, just want to say, hey, I officially played this season, got in the stat column, as Welker chops one foul.
But no, there's a couple managers that play regularly, and it's good for them because being a manager, how much help do you want? You can help yourself
Yeah.
by getting a knock here and scoring a run.
2 strikes. Welker fouls it off again, so he's staying alive well. Welker back in his slightly younger years. He's an alum of Williamsville and also played his college ball down at Milliken Division III school down in Decatur. Big opportunity here. That one, live and good, you could tell, knew right away he wanted that one back. Kind of jumped right after he let it go. So now, makes it 2-2 here on a Welker. Colin Dallaire is on deck. He singled his first time up. And time called by Welker. Turned into a beautiful night here in East Peoria. Temperature's starting to cool off. And a lot of people here. Also got some youth baseball action over on the other fields. Even a dog in attendance as well. And Welker hits that one to the left side and misplayed. That'll go as an error, and a run's going to score. That ball kind of ate up Jack Campbell, and Welker will advance. Oh, it's very likely going to be scored in E5 and cuts the lead down at 2-1.
Exactly what you wanted there if you're the Royals, but if you're the Expos, you got to be kicking yourself there. An error on the third baseman to score the run isn't what you wanted, but now you got to just refocus and reset. You got to run it first. You can turn the double play ball and get out of this inning just giving up one.
You could, or you could throw out a runner on the base pass, which has happened multiple times tonight, in case you're just tuning in. Dallaire watches a ball low. Dallaire currently playing at Eureka College and a few other Royals, again, like his first baseman, Grant Niemeyer. During his high school days, though, Dallaire was a Pekin Dragon, played baseball and basketball for them. Fells that one straight back.
Back to your point about the base running, if I was a betting man, I would guarantee you that Welker's not thinking about stealing base.
There are a few players in the league who you know probably aren't going to steal a base. And Welker is probably one of them. That one is hit to left, but a line drive right at Elliott for out number 2. Off the bat, Brock, that one looked good, and boy, if that one got down, that could have spelled some real trouble for the Expos.
Good swing, great contact, just had that ball a little bit too much up in the air for the catch.
So here's the aforementioned Niemeyer. That one popped up. Stuffelbeam going, sliding, making the catch. Steven Stuffelbeam, have a day. That's the second tough play he's made in foul ground. Along with some runners thrown out stealing, a double, a single, an RBI. Showing off the leather, too, and getting the Expos out of the fourth, in which the Royals strand 1.
Yeah, you know, after every game, I have to go and text people, like, here's the player of the game, here's the graphic, and it looks like it's an easy decision right now.
So far, yeah, we're only halfway through, but again.
But, man, Stuffelbeam has done everything. Everything in this game. You throwing a guy out, he stole a base, defensive plays, hits. He's done it all for his team here, and he's one of the biggest reasons why the Expos have the lead.
Certainly, and they'll have a chance to build on it here in the bottom of the fourth. Klingon back out on the mound for the Royals, it appears, and that is the case. I had to wait till his jersey was turned ever so slightly towards us, but pitching, Brock is again kind of following the league for the last few years. Pitching has always been a little bit of a strength for the Royals. Obviously, we talked about Caruso earlier, but Klingon pitched a little bit last year. I remember saw him in a game, and game that we broadcasted, and he pitched well. You also have some other solid pitchers. You got Mikey Dunn, Sunday Morning League veteran, part of a baseball royalty family here in Peoria, and a couple other solid pitchers too as well. Klingon had a bit of a rough year coming in today. Had an 11.67 ERA in 3 innings pitched, but is overall pitched not too bad overall, despite his team being down so far.
Yeah, you're talking about royalty. Mikey Dunn, a two-way stud at Eureka, and has. You think about the Sunday Morning League, the Dunns have their last name is in the history books here.
And that pop out pop fly is going foul. Is not a pop out for Braden Ogden, number 6 hitter, and their DH.
But yeah, Mikey Dunn, he had a monster year at Eureka. The Shohei Ohtani of Eureka, just doing everything, hitting homers, striking guys out. He's a big asset to the league.
Yeah, he was a second-team all-conference player with the Red Devils this past season. As Ogden looks at a ball high. And, Dunn has hit over 300 each of the last 2 years in the Sunday Morning League and hitting .455 this year. But, again, not in the lineup, at least for this game. Not sure if maybe he's going to be around for game number 2 of this doubleheader or not. So Ogden on the count at 2-2. Trying to get something going here from the leadoff spot. Have an excuse me swing, but it goes over the head of Drowns. That's the second ball or so that Drowns has had a somewhat of a play on, but just went right over his head.
Yeah, Ogden just, like you said, excuse me, swing right over the fielder for the base hit. And now you got to think, are they going to be aggressive on the base paths like they have been all game long?
Ogden does have a stolen base this season. Well, no chance to be aggressive here. Jude Strom gets hit for the second time today. He's barely got the chance to swing the bat. So now that puts runners on first and second, nobody out, and Gadzinski gets up to the plate, Brock. You got to think the bunt might be in play here for the Expos. We'll see.
We'll have to see here, or heck, this wouldn't be a bad time for his first hit of the season.
A little bit larger lead there for Ogden. And Gadzinskis, he's batting Schulte style. No batting gloves. Swing and a miss there.
Yeah, a couple guys like the old school. No batting gloves. No gear as well.
Yes, an old school ball player in Gadzinskis.
Oh, he does have a elbow guard.
Oh yeah.
That.
It's tough for us to see there. It's on his left elbow, or his right. And that one flown to center. And that one is right at Easton Steck, and the runner will hold at second. Nice play, getting that ball back in for the first out.
Yeah, that throw was on the money by Steck. No chance for the tag. He would have been hosed.
So now up comes Connor Johnson, who started the third inning with a walk that eventually led to 2 Expos runs, and trying to make good on some more leadoff runners reaching here in the fourth. That one, though, is popped up. Niemeyer calls for it and has it. So just like that, 2 runners on, nobody out, becomes 2 on and 2 outs for Tyson Klingon.
Yeah, but now you're at a dangerous part of the lineup. Top of the order here for the Expos. Only need 1 out. I do see it looks like somebody is popping their head over the bullpen, not throwing right now, but stretching.
First pitch swinging again from Edwards, flown to center. Steck has it for the third out. Nice job by Klingon and company getting out of what could have been a disastrous inning, but it keeps the deficit to just one as we head here in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, 64 pitches for Klingon. We'll have to see if he'll come out for the next inning, but good for the Royals to not allow any damage and keep the score where it's at.
Certainly another great game here on ClutchSportsIL.com. Third year doing the Peoria Sunday Morning League. And then I want to thank our sponsors like Bodyarmor, as well as Kohl's Diamond Gallery and Firehouse Pizza. I also want to shout out our wonderful crew here today. Again, Brock Alkire alongside me in the booth, Josh Messenger, our producer, Harvey Newcomb behind the camera today. It was a good day. I was like, come out doing these games because it keeps the CSM crew busy, and also you two as well. I know we all do a lot of stuff in the high school sports world, so I'm sure that many of us are probably enjoying a little bit of a break right now, but it at least gives us kind of something to do and something to kind of get excited for and just do during the summer. But we know that once summer ends, it's going to be right back to it with all of the great high school sports here in Central Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, this league runs all the way up for high school sports. Sooner than later, you're going to see high school football.
Yeah.
Then it'll be basketball. It's just a recurring cycle. So it's good to have some sports action here. I mean, it's not high school, but heck, college and ex-pros are here. So it's a good thing to stream, good thing to watch.
Even though the players themselves, at least most of them, aren't currently in high school, it does kind of have a little bit of a high school feel to it. Kind of a little bit more of a laid back, maybe a little bit more laid back than high school, but it's just kind of one of those games you can kind of just mosey on up to the ballpark and come in to watch. Don't really have to worry about paying any admission or anything like that. And that one fouled back and hits the pole, of which the netting is affixed to. So I don't know if Cutter Piercy was trying to play some target baseball, but if he did, 100 points right there. That one low and in the turf.
I will say these guys, it's more relaxed right now, but last year you could definitely see once it starts to become near the playoffs and stuff, these guys really amp it up and they really care. They want to lift that trophy at the end of the season.
Certainly, again, the championship series again down at Dozer Park, I believe, again this season.
Yep, we're at Dozer Park.
That one hit well to the right side. Brown's going to have to make a play. Slides, but can't find it. And Piercy will reach with a leadoff single. Drowns did a nice job of getting to the ball, but it had a mind of its own once it kind of got in its glove. It's kind of squirted away.
Yeah, good infield single there. Get a runner aboard to start the inning. Now with the courtesy runner on, you got to think in the back of your mind if you're the Expos, are they going to run?
So I'll bring up Jake Miller. Drew a walk his first time up. And looked like he thought about squaring there, but then pulled it back. Coming into today, Miller hadn't had much action. Was just 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a run.
Over on first now is Carson Rowe.
Pinch runner. And another strike there from Livengood. Rowe, a rising senior at Henry Sinakwine, a little bit north of here.
That's small ball.
That is definitely 1A territory for sure. And a nice bunt, but they're going to say it went foul. They're off of Miller. But, talking about 1A baseball, though, the Mallards did make it to state 2 years ago. Kind of a Cinderella season for them. And Carson Rowe's brother, Preston, also on the team as well. So live and good. Swing and a miss there from Miller. Live and good just went right at him.
Good pitch by Live and Good. Just saying, here's the pitch. Try and hit it, and couldn't keep up with it.
So now they'll bring up Preston Rowe, who we just mentioned. 1 for 9 on the season with an RBI, 2 strikeouts. Fouls that one off. And Live and Good so far is giving up just 3 hits. Has walked 2. And has struck out 5. So a solid start here for incoming college freshman. Will be going again to Augustana up in Rock Island, Illinois, Division III ball.
Good to get some innings in before you head off to college. First year in the Sunday Morning League, and he's been impressive so far.
And Rowe hits that one well in the left. Make that now 4 hits that Live and Good is allowed. So 2 singles in the first 3 batters in the inning for the Royals. Now you go back up to the top of the order, and now you got a dangerous hitter here in Kohl Tanner. All-Star last year. Or I should say All-Star honorable mention last year. Came into today, hitting over 400.
Also, career accolade trying to get to. He's not going to get it today, but he's approaching 100 hits. He's currently at 84 career hits in the Sunday Morning League.
It would take a extremely long game to reach that here today. But again, you do have the doubleheader. That one right down Broadway, and Tanner fouls it back.
I will say, if he does get 16 hits here tonight, we will all not be in attendance for that.
I think that's a good point, Brock. Again, I don't even know how long these games would have to go. I would imagine we'd probably be playing almost till the sun comes up at that point.
Sunday Morning League last year had a lot of extra inning games. We've had 10. We had an 11 inning game at Dozer. That was a thriller. But now, new rule in effect, extra inning rule to speed up the process. The runner starts at second for extra innings. It's a really good rule to have just to speed up play. You see Major League Baseball has implemented that rule, so it's just good for this league to also do that as well.
And Tanner looks at the ball high, and now the bases are juiced for Connor Drowns, who tripled his last time up. And this is a dangerous spot now for Live and Good with the bases loaded and his team ahead by 1 and 1 out. Drowns also walked his first time up, too.
Yeah, dangerous situation right now. Connor Drowns, the 2-hole hitter, 1 for 1 today with a walk, and you had nowhere to put him. So if you're on the mound right now, you're talking about how can we go after him and limit the damage. If you can turn a double play, that would be the most ideal. But hey, if you can only get 1 out and they score a run, it wouldn't be that bad. Tie the game up, but just making sure you don't throw too big of a mistake and make this a dangerous ball game.
And it's still early on in the season, but I feel like this game, or this doubleheader, could be pretty important for both teams. Again, both teams 500 right now. Royals looking to kind of erase their bad taste in their mouth from their last doubleheader a little bit ago against Brienzo's. Firehouse looking to kind of break free from the pack and get above 500. Both these teams at 500 coming into today. Big swing and a miss there for Drowns. He was trying to make this a 5-2 ball game.
Yeah, and Firehouse struggled last year, and if they come out with 2 wins, you're looking at a 5-3 team and really hot team. So, yeah, this is an important doubleheader, even though we're kind of still early into this season.
And that was an important block from Steven Stufflebeam. Ball skipped right in front of the plate, and he was able to smother it.
We've heard a lot of his name tonight.
And high and away.
Hitters count now 2-1 for Drowns. See what he's going to throw here.
Big pitch here. Drowns laces it to right. This might give the Royals the lead. One run is in. The second one will be held at third. Big single there from Connor Drowns. Now 2 for 2 on the day, and we got ourselves a tie ball game.
Yeah, I mean, Connor Drowns knows how to hit. Now he's 2 for 2 with a walk in this game. And now you look at bases loaded still with 1 out. Royals threatening here.
And you get a guy that is coming to the plate angry in Easton Steck. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts today. Steck was an all-star honorable mention last season. Led the team in hitting. Last year hit .321. This year hitting .273.
Yeah.
Chance to do some damage here. That one hit well into left. Retreating is Elliott. Makes the catch, but this is deep enough to score a run. And the Kohl's Diamond Gallery Royals now lead at 3-2 after being down 2-0 early on.
Yeah, I know Steck might be a little unhappy. Missed it just barely, but still productive out, getting the run in, and now you have a 3-2 lead.
And runner on first and third now for the player designated hitter manager Clayton Welker. Reached on an error, it drove in a run his last time up. That one also hit to left. Elliott fighting the sun, looking for it, and has it. That'll do it for the bottom of the fourth. But the Royals take the lead 3-2 after some big hits from Drowns and Steck, and 4 singles in the inning, Brock. That was more hits than they had the entire game going into it. So now they're trying to start to figure out life and good their third time through the order, I think.
Yeah, we had some action that inning, and it looks like there's going to be a new pitcher because I see someone with catcher's gear coming from the bullpen. So it looks like we'll identify the new man here for the Royals. But yeah, a two-run inning for them, and now they quickly had the lead after Firehouse had a 2-0 lead, and the Royals have responded quickly.
Another 3-2 ball game. That was the final score of our last game that we did back on Monday. New pitcher for the Royals is Mason Diedrich, 2022 graduate of Eureka College, former Washington Panther. And so far this season, he's thrown 2 2/3 innings with 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 hits, has not allowed a run, and no wins and no losses. So overall, a small sample size, but at 6 strikeouts in 2 2/3 innings shows that he's got some stuff.
Yeah, he's been impressive. There are only two 2 2/3 innings, but just looking at the numbers, you see 6 strikeouts. That tells you what you need to know. He's a strikeout pitcher and not allowing a lot of hits in his outings. So just trying to limit the damage here because it's a 3-2 lead. They wanna hold this lead here in this inning.
As a big part of the order here for the Expos, you got Stufflebeam to lead it off, then Campbell, and then Luna. And those players today are combined 3 for 5 with 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, and a walk.
Stufflebeam up to the bat. Doesn't feel like, if I'm him, you don't want this game to end. It's like a fever dream for him. 2 for 2, doing everything. Now you gotta lead off this inning. Try to get yourself in scoring position.
Bottom of the 5th here. Stufflebeam fouls that one back. And out of play.
Klingon goes 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 3 Ks. Not not a bad outing, but certainly something to improve on for next outing.
That one skips off of the glove of Piercy. Again, Clean came in with a 11.67 ERA, so that will definitely go down. Again, he only had 3 innings pitched coming into today as well, so you have to take that into account. But overall, a solid start from Klingon. He would be in line for the win if the Royals are able to hang on. Still lots of ball game left, and Stufflebeam swings and misses there. Make it 2-2. And getting the leadoff guy on has been such a big factor here today, and Stufflebeam again stays alive. He's just a gritty player that he will just foul tip you to death, honestly.
Yeah, we saw him last at bat go from 0-2 to 3-2, and then ripped a single right back up to the pitcher. I mean, he's doing it all tonight.
Yeah, 2 for 2 with an RBI and some great glove work behind the dish tonight as well. Here's a 2-2 from Diedrich. Swing and a miss. Got Stufflebeam to chase there. That's a big, big out there for the Royals to start off this 5th.
Yeah, good start for Diedrich. Coming into this inning with the hottest hitter on the team right now. Striking him out is really important.
So that'll bring up Campbell, who walked in the 1st inning, struck out in the 3rd. Strike there. Again, Diedrich really just kind of pounding the zone so far. And working fairly quickly, too. Another swing and a miss there as breaking pitches have puzzled the Expos so far. Two-strike pitch, low and away. Campbell does not chase.
You see Diedrich going for that breaking ball, trying to get for his 8th K of the season in just 3 innings pitched.
That one popped up and out of play. And you got Brock Luna on deck, who nearly hit a home run his last time up. Had a double to the wall. That brought in a run. And it pitched just missed on the outside. I think Piercy tried to frame it just a little bit. So now even count, 2-2. That one in the dirt. So nice patient at bat here from Campbell. If you're the Expos, you just want a base runner, and you'll certainly take a free pass. Two walks and 2 hit by pitches from them here tonight. 3-2, check swing, he went. And that's now 2 strikeouts for Diedrich, and Campbell wasn't so sure about that one.
Yeah, good strikeout pitch. Got him to chase there. Brings up Brock Luna, who has had a monster season. 1,400 OPS, 611 on base percentage, and an 824 slug.
That's a big slash line. And this one hit high in the air to right. Coming on is Rowe. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Mason Diedrich and the Kohl's Diamond Gallery Royals. Here now as we head into the top of the 6th. Royals have been looking good the last few innings, but again, like we learned on Monday, not over till the final out's recorded. Still plenty left. You want to tune in for the rest of this one. But we do want to thank the rest of our sponsors here tonight, starting again with Bodyarmor, the official sports drink of the Peoria Sunday Morning League. Comes in lots of different tasty flavors. I've tried quite a bit of them, courtesy of former Sunday Morning League president Tim Cundiff. He's brought a couple over to us before, and they are good, let me tell you. Also by Kohl's Diamond Gallery, and Firehouse Pizza and Pub as well. Definitely encourage you to support those businesses if you're in the business of maybe buying some expensive jewelry or maybe not quite as expensive pizza. But that's, again, some other games tonight. Yeah, again, you got the sound of Peoria Sand Gnats playing the Miller Lite Falcons over on the other field, and the Falcons leading that one big 9-0 right now.
Yeah, Falcons team to watch out for, 5-1. Clay McConkey on the mound, so not surprising that the Sand Gnats don't have a run because it's Clay McConkey on the mound.
And Clay McConkey is essentially the Sunday Morning League version of Cy Young himself. I mean, all-time leader in strikeouts, now over 1,000, I believe, I saw last night. So, again, he is just unhittable year after year. And when he retires, doesn't play in the Sunday Morning League anymore, I'm sure there will definitely be a lot of people that will be sad. But the hitters that had to face him, probably not so much.
Yeah, if you're a hitter in the Sunday Morning League and if you played in the Sunday Morning League, you probably striking out against that guy because he's punched everybody out. He's an unbelievable pitcher, and just keep on enjoying the show for him.
New pitcher for the Expos. It will relieve Live and Good. It's Logan Justice into the game. He was a redshirt freshman last year at ICC. This one popped up in foul territory, and Luna makes the catch. They retire Colin Dallaire.
Talk about efficient, just one pitch, one out to get the first out of the inning. Dallaire, big-time hitter. Now just needs 2 more outs to get out of this inning.
So I'll bring up Grant Niemeyer, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-out today. And check swing. Does not look like he went there. Justice, a graduate of Midwest Central High School. 2.62 ERA and 8 innings pitched as this one is chopped to the left side, picked up by Campbell. High throw, and that will allow Niemeyer to reach base here. That one, again, Campbell had to get it out of his glove pretty quickly if he wanted to get him, and hurried it just a bit too much and just airmailed. That does happen sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where it happens as an infielder. When you're an infielder and you do that, you just got to think like have a mind of a goldfish. Just on to the next thing. Forget it even happened. Ready for the next play.
So Carter Piercy will dig in now. Royals catcher flew out to center back in the third and singled in the fifth. Justice coming into today as many walks as he has strikeouts. 9 strikeouts, 9 walks. So probably trying to cut down on that number of free passes just a little bit, but has only given up 3 hits this season.
Yeah, has struggled with his command early in the season, but looking to improve this outing.
That one low and inside to Piercy. And you got Jake Miller, the number 8 hitter, on deck for the Royals, and then Preston Rowe. And then it's back to the top of the order. So if you're Logan Justice, you really like to get out of this inning before you turn it back to the top with Cole Tanner. And got Piercy swinging there. Short lead for Niemeyer over at first. And the pitch just low and outside. Right around the line for the right-handed hitter's batter's box there. Full count. Now on Piercy, and a big pitch incoming for Justice. Would love a ground ball here. That one low and inside, and another one of those free passes that you mentioned, Brock. Coming back to bite him there, and still time to get out of this with Jake Miller coming up to bat.
Yeah, just gotta relax, slow down, don't let the free walks come in, and yeah, first and second, 1 out. You got to make a good pitch here.
Carson Rowe back in as a courtesy runner for the catcher Piercy. So now comes Miller. That one just missed inside. Miller walked and struck out today. That one in for a strike. And the final line for Live and Good today, 5 innings pitched, 6 hits allowed, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, 3 earned runs. Swing and a miss there from Miller for strike number 2. And, Live and Good looked pretty solid today. It was just, those, 1 or 2 innings that are going to put him in line for the loss. But again, doesn't guarantee that he has a loss. His team could still come back as this one has popped up. Another opportunity for Stuffelbeam. Throws the mask off to the right and catches it. Out number 2.
Stuffelbeam doing his job again at the backstop, making plays, throwing guys out. Has had a great game, and that's the second out of the inning.
And now big at bat here for Preston Rowe. Again, Royals trying to add some insurance runs at this point of the game here in the top of the 6th. Justice comes in right down the middle. Wasn't messing around with that pitch.
Would not need a walk here if you're Justice. You just need to get this guy out, get back into the dugout for the bats.
Line drive right at Luna. Barely had to move at all to get that one, and a tough break for the Royals, so their lead remains at 1 after they put 2 runners on with 1 out.
Yeah, that ball was absolutely smoked. Unfortunately, it went right to a glove. Didn't even have to move. We head to the bottom of the 6th, and now the Expos are in crunch time. Need to score here in the bottom of the 6th.
And if not, that would put lots of pressure on them in the 7th inning. As again, they'll have Braden Elliott, Braden Ogden, and Jude Strom, 5, 6, 7, due up here for the Expos. So again, all is not lost if you don't score here, Brock, because even if you just put a guy or 2 on base, looking ahead to the next inning, if you can just get back to the top of the order, we know Caleb Edwards, the leadoff man, will bat next inning unless he gets pinch hit for. But if you can get it down to, Stuffelbeam, Campbell, Luna with a chance to tie or win it in the bottom of the 7th, and maybe you're not feeling so bad if you're the Expos.
Yeah, Brock Luna, like we said, leading the team with that terrific slash line. He's put the ball in play and he's hit it hard. So if you can get back to that side of the order, that'd be prime position for the Expos.
And it will be Diederich back out for another inning for the Royals. So you'd have to expect that both of these teams, I think their goal right now is to have their respective pitchers finish out the game. Because, again, you do have that doubleheader coming up right after this.
Yeah, you got the second game coming up. I'm pretty sure both teams know who their starter is, but again, when it comes down to relief pitching, these guys might have to pitch again.
Yeah.
So you want to be careful about that.
Yeah, you do certainly have to keep in mind. As here's Elliott, singled and struck out. That one is chopped just foul. We will have a substitution coming up later on for the Expos. Shea Ghostman will be coming in to bat for Gudzinskis in the 8th spot. So if anyone reaches for Firehouse Pizza, we will see Ghostman here in the bottom of the 6th. And he looks at a strike there. And Dietrich has been in the groove today. 2 strikeouts in the first inning that he threw. And that one breaking ball that just never really sank on him, and Elliott will head down to first.
Nice walk there by Elliott to bring the tying run now on first base here in the late innings.
So that'll bring up Ogden. He's 1 for 2. And Piercy able to knock it down and keep Elliott at first. Almost everyone in the Expos lineup has reached base today, save for the leadoff hitter, Caleb Edwards, and Gudzinskis, who's going to be pinch hit for, at least we understand, in about 2 spots. But everyone else has reached either via a walk, a hit by a pitch, or a hit here today. DH Ogden, big at bat here. That one bounces in front of Piercy. Runner is going to go to second, and Elliott will make it down there safely.
Exactly what you need if you're the Expos to get the runner in scoring position. Still no outs, so it's a big at bat right here.
Yeah, this is huge if you're Ogden. Chance to tie this ball game back up. Watches a strike on the outside.
That was a that was the good old 3-0 take. Trying to see if he could draw a walk there.
And this one is popped up into short right. This could be trouble. And making the catch is Drowns over at second. He's had to make some tough balls that came his way. He had that liner that he was able to knock down earlier, and he's kind of fighting the sun right now. He's one of the angle that it's at right now. It really could be troublesome.
Yeah, this
for these
time
fielders.
of day is really tough for the fielders with this sun. Strom trying to do something else than what he's been doing.
Which has been getting hit by a pitch.
He's gotten hit twice. Gonna have to go check out one of our sponsors, Elite Sports Recovery, after this game.
Yeah, you will.
With all his bruises.
He certainly will, yeah. Again, Elite Sports Recovery, big sponsor of the Sunday Morning League as well. Great facility over there in Washington. As Strom pops this one up. Could be another player versus sun battle, and Colin Delaire wins that one. So 2 quick pop-outs for Mason Diedrich after that walk given up to Elliott.
That brings up the pinch hitter, Gozman.
Gosman 0 for 3 this season with a strikeout. Would be a big time for his first hit of the year. Funny enough, Gosman started his Sunday Morning League career with the Royals. A lot of players, most of them will stick with the same team for most of their career. You may switch once or twice, but Gosman, I believe, the only player that is played for his current adversary right now. That one is scooped up into foul ground, and Niemeyer can't make the catch.
That was
Try to go basket catch there.
That was a tough play. Worried about the fence there too. So he was running out of room, lost track of the ball. Hopefully it doesn't bite him too much now with an 0-2 count. Looking for a strikeout.
Gotta think Diedrich might be giving Gosman something just to swing at here. His team tries to hold on to their lead that they took back in the 4th inning. Looks down, fires. That one sailed high.
It's not a bad pitch. 0-2 pitch. You had a pitch to work with, so Good layup by Gozman, trying to get him chasing.
Diedrich would love another pop out here, but he gets him with a hanging curveball. Ghostman froze in the batter's box, and great work from Mason Diedrich to get out of that inning and keep his team in front.
That was a pretty breaking ball. Just dropped back into the zone. No damage. Headed to the 7th inning with a one-run game. Really close one here.
And again, want to thank all of our sponsors tonight one more time. Bodyarmor, the official sports drink of the Peoria Sunday Morning League. Maybe after a big workout, a big game, muscles are sore, maybe even just mowing the lawn, sit back, drink a Bodyarmor, head over to Elite Sports Recovery. How about that? That'll get your body back in the right shape. As well as, again, Kohl's Diamond Gallery, sponsor of the Royals for many years here in the Sunday Morning League, as well as Firehouse Pizza and Pub. So heading into the 7th, Royals looking to build a little bit of a cushion, and they will have the top of the order with Tanner, Drowns, and Steck up to bat. And really the guy I have my eye on, not just in this inning, but potentially maybe, again, for a player of the game. Not sure if you guys tend to go with player of the game for the winner or the losing team, but if you want to go to the winning team, Connor Drowns, putting together a good game, a triple RBI single and drew a walk, and has made solid plays in the field too as well. So I know we were talking about Stufflebeam earlier, but I don't know, Drowns is throwing his name in the ring.
Yeah, 2 for 2 with the walk. We saw that triple. He's had a great game. He could really cap it off this inning if he does something big here. But yeah, if you're the Royals, you would love to get another run. An extra run here would be really ideal, considering what Firehouse has coming up to the plate next. So, leadoff guy here, you want to get on.
Well, certainly, and Tanner had to move out of the way there. That slider came in and probably would have hit him if he didn't move there. Tanner 0 for 2 with a walk, strikeout, and pop out to the shortstop. Justice back out there for the Expos. Fires that one in. Breaking ball is lined and foul off of one of the multiple maintenance sheds here at the East Side Center. You kind of need more than just one when you have, I don't know how many, 12, 8, somewhere between 8 and 12 baseball, softball fields here, and also got the soccer fields back behind us. You got the football field and track, and you got the whole indoor facility too as well.
Yeah, it's a big complex here at Eastside Center. Well maintained, I'll say that.
A little bit easier to maintain, especially here with this turf. It's Tanner, 2-2. Watches that one in the dirt. So big pitch here for Justice, who we mentioned again, wanting to cut down on his walks this season.
That was a good pitch, good take too. 3-2 count now, you got to throw him something.
That one chopped foul. Good pitch, good swing.
He's been going to that breaking ball this at bat. Don't know if he's losing command of his fastball, but we've seen a majority of curveballs this at bat to Tanner.
See if Tanner can solve one of them and get on base. And there's that breaking ball that he got for strike 3. First strikeout of the night, I believe, for Justice.
Yeah, kept on going to the breaking ball and dropped that one down for strike 3. Now it's Connor Drowns, who we were talking about, 2 for 2 with the walk. Can really cap off his night for game 1 at least with another hit.
Rounds looks at a ball there. This past year again at Elmhurst hit .264 and displayed a great strikeout to walk ratio. Had 14 strikeouts and 14 walks. So anytime you're even near that kind of that 50-50 balance between the two, that's pretty solid. And Drowns ahead in the count here, 2-0. And there's that breaking ball. It comes in for a strike again. And if you're Drowns, now that you've seen it, I wonder, now you figure he's probably going to go back to this breaking ball at some point during this at-bat. He'd try and load up for that. That one was too far outside. So 3-1. Big chance to put a big swing. That one just a bit high. From our angle, looked like it was right down the middle, but that one did sail a bit high, so Drowns will reach base for the 4th time tonight. And that would bring up Easton Steck, who was looking for his first appearance on the base pass tonight.
Drowns caught stealing his last time. See if he's got to go here. I don't know if they will risk it with 1 out, having the lead.
And Steck swings and misses there. And here's Stufflebeam again. You got to keep an eye on Drowns, but I think the reverse is true as well. Yeah, Drowns has seen the Stufflebeam has thrown out a couple runners tonight.
Got a good lead.
That he does. We'll keep an eye on him. There he goes. Oh, no. He held up there. Goes back to first. Really got to bear down here if you are Justice. You don't want to be trying to play from 2 behind, especially against Diedrich, who's been pretty much rolling through the 2 innings he's pitched so far. That one is hit hard, but onto the concourse. And now Steck has to protect here on 1 and 2. A great battle between both these teams so far. Again, another game that's just been close the entire way. A beautiful night. Not much more you could ask for. There goes Drowns, and that one hits Steck, and that one got him in the hand, and he is in some pain. That one came right in on him. It looked like a fastball. Hopefully Steck is okay and stay in the game, but you never know. I mean, I don't know where I got him, but you wonder, sometimes, when their pinky gets bent back, was something like that. Either way, Justice will put 2 runners on here with 1 out, as the Royals will take a look here at Steck as Clayton Welker will come up to bat.
The Expos are trying to appeal that it said it. They think it hit his bat, but looking at Steck, he took off his batting glove, and that hand is bright red.
Bright red, but I did see him, I think, make a little bit of a fist, which is a good sign, because I've broken my hand before, and when I did that, I wasn't really able to make a fist. Now again, sometimes early on, the adrenaline, maybe he got some adrenaline going. Hopefully, when he gets home tonight, hopefully he's still okay. That's really when it matters. But hopefully Steck is okay after getting drilled there on the hand. But I'll bring up Welker. And that one in the turf. And Justice really looking for a ground ball here. There's that breaking ball that Welker takes for a strike. That's been his go-to, at least this inning. That one grounded right back to him. Bounced off of him, and Justice gets a little bit of luck there to get the second out.
How about that? That's going to be on the Clutch Sports highlight reel. Behind his back, reaching down, got it in the glove, and what a play.
Took a base hit there away from Welker.
And potentially a run.
Yeah. That one was hit with some juice on it right back up the middle. So now that brings in Dallaire. 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs. These are the opportunities that you really want to capitalize on if you are the Royals. And again, get those insurance runs because, again, the Expos will have Johnson, Edwards, Stufflebeam, 9-1-2 due up in the bottom of the 7th. Hunters take their leads. Justice comes in, and Dallaire has a duck out of the way. That one, and just lost control of high. Now Justice will try and find the zone this time, but cannot. That one is low, and it's 3-1. Walk here, though, not the worst thing in the world. Although, you know, with 2 outs, not like you're trying to set up a double play or anything. Pitch dashed back in there. That one swung out left and came back in. Nice pitch there from Justice.
Justice has some good off-speed stuff that he's been showing us tonight. That one darts back into the zone. 3-2 count. The runners will be...
Well, they don't need to take off because Dallaire will draw the walk and load the bases now for Grant Niemeyer.
That was a close pitch.
Yeah.
Good take by Dallaire, but a really close one. Could have gone either way.
So I'll give another opportunity here for Kohl's Diamond Gallery and a big chance for Grant Niemeyer to... Yeah, he's still looking for his first hit of the season, and then obviously he's looking for his first RBI as well. I imagine, though, he's probably going to be pretty patient here because Justice says, again, still looking as to kind of get his command back on point. He's walked 3 batters and hit another.
Yeah.
Hasn't given up a hit, though.
Yeah, no hits this inning. Just too many walks, like we said early in the broadcast. His walk to strikeout ratio not the greatest.
That one jammed. Luna making a run and can't quite get to it. Seen some tough pop-outs or pop-ups over there on that right side. That have just been oh so close, but have ultimately found the turf.
Big pitch right here for a 1-2 count.
Now 1-2, swing and a miss, and Justice gets the strikeout when he needs it. Firehouse Pizza will bat in the bottom of the 7th, trying to come back and at least tie or walk it off here at the Eastside Center, but nice job by Justice getting his second strikeout at a big time.
Yeah, Strand, the bases loaded, keeps it a 3-2 ball game. Now, if you're the Expos, you gotta have something now. Bottom 7th, you're down 1. Big inning here for both teams as they're both 500 on the season.
Yeah, this is the first of a doubleheader tonight. Again, we will unfortunately not have the second game of the doubleheader broadcasted, but again, still enough time could come out to the Eastside Center. It's turned into a wonderful night here and watch these teams, or perhaps maybe you could even track them on Game Changer 2 as well. But Again, yeah, both these teams looking to kind of, make their move in the league. Kohl's looking for their 3rd win, and Firehouse looking for their 4th win.
Yeah, Josh Caruso starting in game 2, trying to go for
you got to feel good about maybe sweeping it with Caruso on the mound if you're the Royals.
Yeah, see him down the left field line. He's currently doing his warm-up and stretching, trying to go for career win number 75. He coming off of a rough start, though, but if any pitcher can bounce back, it's Josh Caruso.
And this would just be really big for the Royals to, again, just get that bad taste out of their mouth after, getting no hit and then run ruled in their last 2 games. And also, get back onto the diamond and win some games. They've, had a big gap in their schedule.
Yeah.
But now things are going to get a little bit more busy for them. So if they can kick things off on the right foot, you never know. And again, I remember this Royals team, I think, either last year or 2 out of the last 2 or 3 years, this team always seems to play good in the playoffs. It seems they're always good for an upset win when you don't expect them to, and just kind of hanging around in the Final 4.
Yeah, I mean, any team that has the pitching that they do can really make a run and sneak by some guys.
Swing and a miss there.
Diedrich has had his stuff tonight. That's a good sweeping breaking ball for strike 2.
And Connor Johnson doesn't chase on that one. Johnson 0 for 1 with a walk and a foul out to the first baseman, Niemeyer. And got him on the outside. Johnson didn't think that was a strike, but it's rang up. And Diedrich has his 4th strikeout.
Good stuff on the mound from Diedrich. Now just 2 outs away from a win. But now it brings up the top of the order for the Expos.
It's now 10 strikeouts in 5 innings for Diedrich this season. So I think the Royals know who their go-to guy out of the bullpen is. And Edwards looking for his first hit out of the leadoff spot here today. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2 with Stuffelbeam on deck. He might be the Expos' last hope, as that one Edwards doesn't bite on. Right down the middle, and Diedrich strikes out Edwards. Thought maybe he might go breaking ball there to get him for number 3, but that is now 3 straight Ks for the Eureka grad.
And how about that? In 2 2/3 innings, he struck out 5. He's had his stuff tonight.
And there's a breaking ball that touches the outside corner against Stuffelbeam. And he had a great start to this game, a double in the first, RBI single in the third, threw out 2 runners, trying to keep his team alive, and fouls that one off, and now the Expos are down to their last strike.
Diedrich is just pitching with a lot of confidence. You can see that on the mound. He's just going whatever the catcher throws down, and he's ready to go.
Here's the 0-2, right down the middle, and Stuffelbeam fouls it away. It's a big difference, Brock, versus, again, Klingon pitched a good game for the Royals to start in 4 innings, but you can see at times he was a little nervous because it's just the aggressive base running from the Expos, but, again, Diedrich looks like and felt like he is the man tonight. Here's the 0-2 again. That one fouled back. Another Steven Stuffelbeam masterclass in staying alive, which we've seen multiple times here tonight.
I think Diedrich also doesn't have to be worried because there's only been 1 base runner on against him. Unlike Klingon, who has given up some walks, and then they stole some bases tonight, got a little flustering. The Expos haven't had an answer against Diedrich tonight.
Yeah, the only base runner since he came in was a walk from Elliott back in the 6th. Diedrich will try and finish it here on the 1-2 and is low and outside. And Jack Campbell on deck if it were to reach him. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Diedrich, here's a ground ball too short. Tanner throw over to first and Stuffelbeam beat it out. Hustling down the line, trying to keep his team alive, and does. And now he represents the tying run with some speed at first base.
An unbelievable at bat again by Stuffelbeam. A 3 for 4 night for Stuffelbeam. Now the winning run comes to the plate with 2 outs.
Campbell does have a home run this season, but boy, what a night for the number 2 hitters in the lineup. Drowns for Kohls and Stuffelbeam for Firehouse. Now Campbell will come in. Breaking ball, takes it for strike 1. Solid pitch there from Diedrich. And Stuffelbeam, 20 stolen bases this past year at Spoon River College. And he dives back.
Your Stuffelbeam, is that the risk you're willing to take on the final out? Do you want it to hang on the base paths?
That is true. Now he's going. Campbell swings, pops it up. This might do it. Niemeyer can't get it. Falls face first into the turf. And again, both first basemen have had their struggles tonight on those pop-outs and in foul ground. They just haven't quite been able to get there, although first baseman not always quite known for being the most nimble fielders on the field.
If you're the Expos, you were breathing a sigh of relief. You thought this was over. Now you get one last chance to put one in play to keep this game alive.
Campbell will need to fight back from 0-2. Swing and a miss there. And that will do it. Kohl's Diamond Gallery hangs on for a 3-2 win. And Mason Diedrich, what a finish to this one. 6 strikeouts in 3 innings of relief. He keeps them in front. Easton Steck had the go-ahead RBI. Connor Drowns, though, might be the player of the game in this one. Depending on what your opinion is, Brock Allkire 2 for 2 with 2 walks, a triple, a single, and an RBI, and the Royals get to 3-2 on the year.
Yeah, it was a great day for Connor Drowns. 2 for 2, 2 walks, an RBI. Also on the mound right there, Diedrich, 3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. He was absolutely dominant on the mound. It could go up either between them two, but for the Royals, that's a nice win that they need. And now trying to go for the sweep in the doubleheader.
And they will have Josh Caruso on the mound looking for a win number 75. Would be a big milestone in his career. But again, Tyson Klingen, your winning pitcher tonight. He's through 4 solid innings for the Royals. Jack Livengood, also a solid start for the Expos, but he draws the loss. And Drowns and Steck with RBIs. Clayton Welker reached on an error that scored the first run for the Royals. And for the Expos, again, it was all Steven Stuffelbeam for the most part. Again, 2 singles rather, and an RBI. Brock Luna added an RBI double as well, and many others reached base. Elliott and Ogden both picked up singles in this one. Another great game here, Peoria Sunday Morning League Baseball on Clutch Sports Media. I want to thank all of you who tuned in, spent your Thursday night with us. Certainly glad that you did, no matter where you are. And one more time, for all of our sponsors tonight, Bodyarmor, Kohl's Diamond Gallery, and Firehouse Pizza, I want to thank them. and all the rest of our league sponsors, as well as all of our CSN crew. Brock Alkire alongside me, Jonathan Michael in the booth, Josh Messenger, our producer, Harvey Newcomb behind our camera tonight. So long for a beautiful night in East Peoria. Kohl's Diamond Gallery gets back in the win column with a 3-2 win over the Expos. So long, folks. Have a great rest of your weekend.